If you're thinking of moving to Fayetteville, North Carolina in 2025, one of the things that you're probably wondering is how much does it actually cost to live here? In this video, I'm breaking down the real cost of living in Fayetteville, from housing and utilities to groceries and gas and everything in between. And if you stick around until the end, I'll show you a simple way for you to calculate how much your BAH or your budget will stretch you in 2025. So let's get straight into it. By the way, if you're planning a move to Fayetteville or Fort Bragg, grab some time on my calendar with the link in the description below. Or if you guys would like a free copy of my 2025 PCS or relocation guide, all you have to do is comment guide and I will send it straight over. Alright, so let's start with the biggest expense most people incur, which is housing. Right now, the median price point for a home in Fayetteville sits around the high 200s. That means if you're buying, you can typically find a 3-bedroom home, 2 bathrooms, and it's around 1,600 square foot for $250,000 up to $320,000. Now that's obviously going to depend on location and condition and all the other things. Now, if you're renting, that same home will probably run you around $1,300 to $1,600 a month. Apartments are, of course, going to be a little bit cheaper, probably around like $1,000 to $1,200 a month. And compared to many other parts of North Carolina, Fayetteville consistently ranks as one of the more affordable cities in the state. So other than the close proximity to Fort Bragg, that's what makes Fayetteville so appealing to so many people. Quick question, I'm curious, what's the one expense that you guys think adds up the quickest? Is it groceries, gas, or eating out? Now, if you're me, it's definitely eating out. Drop it in the comments because I want to see if it matches what families are telling me when they move here. All right, let's talk utilities. For most households here, you're spending around $150 to $250 a month. Keep in mind, summers here get hot and humid, so when you're running that AC full blast, definitely expect it to be towards the higher end of that scale. For everything else, water, sewer, trash service, everything else runs you about $60 to $80 per service. The same goes for internet, around $60 to $80, but here's an insider tip. If you guys have the option to go with MetroNet, I have no affiliation with them, but my wife and I recently switched to them and they run fiber and it's super smooth internet. All in all, most families will spend around $250 to $350 a month in utilities. Now that we've covered utilities, let's head over to the kitchen and talk about one of the biggest expenses that sneak up on families, which is groceries and food. All right, now let's move into groceries and food, and this is obviously going to depend on a lot of factors, like how big your family is and where you are shopping. So I'll just speak for myself on this. So my wife and I, we shop at places like Food Lion and Aldi, where food is a lot cheaper. We don't really mind if we don't get the on-brand stuff. We also have 2 dogs that we have to buy food for and take care of. So all in all, it's around $1,000 a month for us. And we have no kids and just the 2 dogs. So I could only imagine if you have kids and you're shopping at places like Walmart or Publix or Harris Teeter and you're getting the on-brand stuff, it's definitely going to be north of $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Eating out is also still pretty affordable compared to bigger cities. Fast food meals is usually around $10 a person or under, and sit-down restaurants can be $15 to $25 depending on where you're going. Now that would be per person before tip. Overall, Fayetteville food costs come in just below national average, which means your grocery bill shouldn't eat up as much of your budget as it would in other states. Next up is gas and transportation. This is one of those that can add up, especially if you plan on driving to work every single day. Gas right now runs around $2.70 a gallon to $2.80 a gallon. So if you're commuting 20 to 30 minutes to work every day, you could expect anywhere from $150 to $250 a month just on gas. Now that's of course going to depend on vehicle and how often you are driving. While we're at it, let's talk insurance coverage as well. So full coverage in North Carolina can typically run $1,800 to $1,900 a year, which ultimately breaks down to like $150 to $200 a month. However, if you just want the minimum coverage and you just want the liability insurance, that's obviously going to be cheaper, but it'd probably be around $40 to $60 a month. There are also other maintenance costs that you guys should be budgeting some money aside for, like maintenance or getting your tags renewed. All in all, generally speaking, if you can budget aside $200 to $300 a month for basically everything that your car needs, you should be okay. Now, let's talk about taxes because that's something that a lot of families forget to factor in. In North Carolina, the state income tax is a flat 4.5%, which is lower comparatively to most other states. So that means if you're relocating from New York, California, Virginia, you could probably expect some kind of savings. For property taxes in Cumberland County, which is where Fayetteville sits, it has an effective rate of about 1.07%. So for a $250,000 home, probably runs you around $2,600 a year. Last but not least, there is a sales tax in Cumberland County, and it's a flat 7% as of right now. So if you're buying furniture for your new home or just regular everyday expenses, that's something that you should expect. So the bottom line is that Fayetteville's cost of living is typically lower than the national average. And that's especially true when it comes to housing. Oh, and for that quick tool I promised, try a cost of living calculator that you can find on NerdWallet. You can literally just plug in your city, compare it to Fayetteville, and see what the numbers are telling you. Now the numbers here won't be exact, but it's a pretty good starting point. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you grabbed some value from it. Again, if you are planning a relocation or a move here and you'd like to book a call with me, the link for that will be found in the description below. And if you want my PCS relocation guide, all you have to do is drop a comment saying guide and I'll send it right over. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.